right, everybody, we are on the learning packet, the second learning packet, and we are on day 4 math. The first page is all about capacity and specifically metric units of capacity. Capacity is the amount a container can hold when it is full. So using the metric units of capacity, and these are the units that they would use in pretty much every other country in the world except for the United States, although our scientists use the metric system. We need to figure out how many, whether it's liters or milliliters, that we would use to measure the capacity of each of these things down here. Now, remember, a liter is the amount of liquid that a bottle like this can hold, the kind of bottle you get soda in, right? And a milliliter is the amount of liquid that a medicine dropper like this could hold. So we need to remember that when you have big containers, they can hold liters. And when you have small containers, they can hold milliliters. Now, using that information, let's decide if we were going to measure the amount of water in a bathtub, would it hold liters or milliliters? Well, believe me, actually, it's going to hold both. It's going to hold milliliters and liters, except that the fastest way to fill it up would be to use this instead of this. This will fill it a few days later, or however long that would take. This is your fastest way. So what we're going to do is we're going to say that for the bathtub, the best unit of measure would be the liter. All right? The amount of juice in a juice box. Well, a juice box will not hold this much liquid at all. It just won't. So the juice box is holding milliliters. A canned soft drink. We need to know the capacity of a canned soft drink. So think about a canned soda. A can of soda will not hold this much. It's going to hold this much. It's going to hold many of these, but it's going to hold milliliters because it just can't hold the amount of soda that you would find in a liter. The amount of water in a large bucket, and we're talking about the kind of bucket you take to the beach and you fill with sand, or the kind of bucket mom and dad fill with water when they're going to mop the floor. And since a bucket can hold this and this, we need to find the best one for filling that bucket. This is the best one for filling the bucket because it's going to fill it faster. So we're going to go with liter. Number 5, the amount of oil in a teaspoon. You see the word here that says spoon? A teaspoon is a spoon, right? So we're talking, how much can a spoon hold? This much or this much? Yeah, this much. We're going to use the milliliter there. Now for the next 4 questions, we have to do word problems using our information, using our metric system information that we just learned. So one swimming pool can hold 58 liters of water, while another can hold 73 liters of water. What is the difference? And I want to highlight the word difference because that is an important word. The word difference tells me that I am going to be subtracting because the difference is the answer when you subtract. 5 minus 2 equals 3. The difference is 3. This is a subtraction problem. So what I need to do is I need to take the number 58 and I need to take the number 73 and I need to subtract those two. But I can't just write them any old way that I want to, because when you subtract, which one goes on top? The bigger number. So the 73 needs to be on top. Then you can put the 58 and you can go ahead and subtract those two. 73 minus 58. Starting in the ones place, we're going to do 3 minus 8, and I don't want you to tell me 5 because no, it is not. 8 minus 3 is 5, but not 3 minus 8. For this one, you're right. Go next door. Get 10 more. Borrow a 10 from over here and put it right here. This isn't a 3 anymore. It's a 13. 13 minus 8. This isn't a 7 anymore. This is a 6. 6 minus 5. Go ahead and do your math and make sure when you write your answer that you say the answer is in liters. All right, on to number 7. Number 7 says, Mom bought 12 liters of apple juice for the party. Dad bought 9 liters more. How many liters did they buy in all? And I'm going to highlight the word more. More is a key word because that tells me I'm going to have some and then some more. Mom started with 12 liters. Dad brought in 9 liters more. When you have some more, you're going to do what? You're going to add them. So let's set it up. 12 plus 9. Boys and girls, this is not okay. Do not set it up like this. That is no good. And the reason why is that 9 has no tens. There is no 10 in 9. So it shouldn't be in the tens place. Instead, it should be in the ones place. So when you write it, make sure you stick that 9 in the ones place. Now we're going to say we're adding these two numbers. And we're going to go ahead and do it. You've got 2 ways you can do this. Put 12 in your head, count 9 more fingers on, or you can do it like this. 2 plus 9 equals what? Make sure you put 1 down and 1 up because 2 plus 9 needs to be regrouped. And then don't forget that extra 1 that you put up here when you get your answer. You're going to do your answer right now. 12 plus 9, and don't forget, you're going to make sure your answer is in liters. Number 8. Number 8 says, at the snack counter, 1 cup can hold 215 milliliters of water. How much water can cups hold? And I'm going to highlight in purple this part. 1 cup can hold. Boys and girls, this is a hidden each. 1 cup can hold is like saying each cup can hold. So, because there's a hidden each here, this is going to be using our 3rd grade skills of multiplication and division. So I've got 215 milliliters of water in each cup, and I have 3 cups. I'm going to go ahead and make my math mountain, and I'm going to remember that on your math mountain, the total goes up here. The number of groups goes here, and for our story, the groups are our cups. And over here goes the number of milliliters in each cup. So let's put our information in. I know that there are 3 cups. I know that there are 215 milliliters in each cup. What I don't know is how much water that is in all. Now, when you're doing a math mountain and you're using multiplication or division, you don't know the big number. You do know the 2 smaller factors. Which one do you choose? Multiplication or division? Multiplication, which means I'm going to write this like this. I've got 3 cups, and each cup holds 215 milliliters of liquid. So how much is that in all? And I'm going to make sure my answer is in milliliters, and that is on purpose a little m with a capital L. Now at this time I might have a lot of 3rd graders say, whoa, wait a second, we've never done this before, and you would be absolutely correct. But there is a way to do this using your 3rd grade skills. The way I'm going to do this is I'm going to break up my 215 into 200 plus 10 plus 5. 200 plus 10 plus 5 is the expanded form of 215. And I'm going to take each of these and I'm going to multiply it times 3, like this. 200 times 3. Ignore the zeros. Multiply 2 times 3, 6. Stick the zeros back on your answer, and you have 600. Now let's do the next one times 3. 10 times 3. Oy. There we go. 10 times 3, that's supposed to be a time sign, is 30. We can do that. That uses our 3rd grade skills. So I'm using my 3rd grade skills to solve this 4th grade problem. And then the 5 also times 3 is going to be 15. Again, using my 3rd grade skills, just break that number up, or just decomposing the 215 to make 200 plus 10 plus 15. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take those red numbers that I just came up with, I'm going to add them all together. 600 plus, better move it over, 30 plus, better move it over, 15. When you add all those together, let's put our addition sign in there, you will know the answer to this problem. 3 times 215, add up your ones, 0 plus 0 plus 5, your tens, 0 plus 3 plus 1, and your hundreds, 6 plus nothing plus nothing. See what you get. Now, there is another way to do it if you are so inclined. You could just add 3 215s. You could add that 3 times. It would look like this if you did it. Where can I put you? I can put you here. 215 plus 215 plus 215. That would also work, everybody. So remember, even though it looks like it's a challenge and it looks like this is math we've never done before, there is always a way to use your third grade skills to solve it. You choose which way you're going to do it. This way, decomposing, or this way, repeated addition. I would not recommend doing 215 threes. That would take way too long. Pick your way, solve it, write your answer. And let's talk about number 9. Number 9 says, Susie had 10 liters of water. She wanted to pour an equal amount of water into 5 thermoses. How many liters did she pour into each thermos? You saw it, hopefully. I saw it. Let's mark it. There's the word each. The word each tells us we are probably going to be multiplying or dividing. Susie had 10 liters of water, and she put that water into 5 thermoses. If she's pouring out water and she's putting it into thermoses, we would say that she's dividing it up, right? Well, let's check that. Remember, total goes at the top. The groups go here. In this case, the groups are my thermoses. And then over here is how much there is in each thermos. And that happens to be what we don't know. How many liters did she pour into each thermos? We don't know that. We don't know how much she poured into each thermos. So right here, I'm going to choose the letter L. I don't know that. I do, however, know how many liters she started with. That was 10. That's her total. And I know how many thermoses she has. That's 5. When you know the big number, but you don't know the factor, you have to divide to find it. So let's divide 10 by 5. And when we get our answer, we're going to write it in liters. We go ahead and write in our division sign because we are dividing. And you are going to count by 5s until you get to 10 and tell me how many 5s make 10. How many liters will she put in each thermos? Hopefully this answers your questions. Post any questions in Google Classroom if you have any, and I will talk to you later.